Hi guys. So in the last video, I mentioned that I'll be doing a video specifically for people that drive right-handed. I'm speaking left-handed cars. Speaking of Nigerians in particular now, and you just want to be sure that the car you're buying is not a converted car, meaning it was not formerly a right-handed car and now it has been converted to left-handed because it comes with its own issues, which I don't think anybody wants. I mean, we want a functional car. We don't want to start spending money on electrical issues, and also for aesthetics as well. Some things are not properly done. So I'll be showing my car. It's a 2016 Nissan Qashqai, and it's a right-hand drive. But I'll be able to demonstrate things you need to look out for that will give you an idea of the if the car is actually as it was produced or manufactured, or if it has been altered by the importer. Now, I'll be starting from the wiper, right? So taking a look at the wiper usually flows from the driver's position to the passenger's position. So if you look at my car here, you see the steering and you can see the wiper moving from this part down to that part. Now, in some instances, they're able to change it, but sometimes they're not able to change it. So that means the steering would have been changed, right? They changed the dashboard, changed the steering, but this wiper still flows from now the passenger side because they couldn't change it. So the wiper flows from here and then goes to the new driver's seat. So that is something you want to look out for. That is one. Another indicator is this hangar. So usually we have, in most cars, we have three hangars, right? And that's because they feel the driver doesn't need the hangar. You should focus on driving with two hands, not that one hand is up and you're steering with another hand, right? With the other hand rather. So in a situation where you now find out that the driver's seat actually has now the passenger seat, because in this case this is my own driver's position, right? If the passenger now doesn't have, that tells you that the car has been converted, because at some point the driver's seat was here. That was why it was missing. But upon conversion, now the passenger is the one that doesn't have it. Okay, so as long as you're not driving a manual, if your car is automatic, if it is automatic manual, if it is CVT, if it is DCT, whatever it is, you would have indicators here showing at the minimum park, neutral, reverse, drive. Now look carefully. If those indicators are closer to the driver, right, then that means the car makes sense, it wasn't converted. But if it is at the other side, the meaning it used to be converted. So for example, I don't use an automatic, but I would expect my my PNRD to be on this side, right? And which in most cases they do not change. But if they're able to change it, then of course, but in most cases they do not change it, then you now find that the driver is here, is on the left side, and then its PNR is away from him. But also, please check how the US unconverted is to make that conclusion, because sometimes I've seen in rare occasions where the PNR would be actually away from the driver, right? Also, if you use an older model of what's it called, automatic, that have knobs here where you press, usually you have the knobs close to the driver. So just for the ease of pressing, instead of me doing this, pressing here, you have it here. Now you would see that those knobs are actually at the other side if they've been converted. So meaning the steering is on the left hand side and the knob is facing such that your thumb can't even access the knob. You have to be using something else to press it. Then that is an obvious indicator that it has been converted. Another thing to look out for is this heel pad. The heel pad is usually put there just to avoid the quick deterioration of the rug, because usually as a driver, your heel continually stays on the rug, and you continue to eat into the rug if you don't have this heel pad there. So if you are inspecting your car, you find that the driver's seat doesn't have this thing, then go to the passenger seat. If it has, they know that this car was converted, because the dealer wouldn't want to change the whole rug just because of this. So it just puts a foot mat over it to cover it, right? So another one is this wind deflector. So if you look at the driver's seat, it usually doesn't have a label giving you any information. In most cases, they don't have labels. But if you look at the passenger seat, it's going to give you a label informing you on the safety of your child when the child is in front, and how the airbag can impact the child, like this, right? So most dealers would not fix this, right? So it's easy to just turn this down and see if you're having this notification on this inscription here, or whatever it is, on the driver's side, then that tells you the car was probably right-handed, now converted to left-handed. So finally, it's good to also ask to know the source of the car, the origination of the car. If the car has been used in UK, for example, then you expect it to be a converted car. But there are few instances, very few instances, where people still drive left-handed car in the UK, just like the car behind me, which I don't know if I'm allowed to show it, right? But this car is a left-handed car. You get the permission to drive it, you go through some documentation. So if this car finds its way back to Nigeria, it's still a normal car. It doesn't mean it was converted. Those are the few instances, and it's very rare. You really find left-handed cars in the UK. It's rare. I hope this information has been very helpful, and you don't make these mistakes when you're purchasing your car. And if you found this video useful, please like, share, and subscribe. See you in my next video. Cheers.